Ken Trahan with Lenny Vangilder. It's our First NBC Bank Weekend Review, brought to you by First NBC Bank with 32 locations throughout the greater New Orleans area and beyond. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNola.com. Well, it's winner take all. The Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana at Lafayette taking on Ole Miss Monday night. The winner goes to Omaha. And, Lenny, this figured to be one of the better matchups of all the super regionals, and it certainly has turned out that way. This looks like two evenly matched teams.
Yeah, pretty much so. You probably at this point have to give a slight advantage to UL-Lafayette just based on the fact that, one, they will be the home team in Game 3, and two, they're playing on their home field and have the home crowd behind them. But it has been pretty evenly matched thus far. Both teams have taken advantage of opportunities when given them. And, that's, coincidentally, if you will, the big play or one of the big plays in both of these games have been drop fly balls in center field. Not something you see every day, but both teams took advantage of those opportunities. It kind of spurred things in the right directions for the Cajuns on Saturday night. Sunday night, it was a huge play in that 3-run eighth inning for Ole Miss.
Well, it's just amazing what pressure can do to people. Those are easy fly balls to handle, and there's no other explanation for it. So, again, winner take all. The winner goes to the College World Series. We'll be looking forward to seeing what transpires in very intriguing fashion. By the way, it's going to be a very interesting World Series in Omaha with some new blood in Omaha.
Well, one thing that was brought up at some point here before the NCAA tournament even began is you put a lot in the national seeds and things like that, and the fact that I think it's 7 of the last 10 years that a national seed has not won, or a non-national seed has won the College World Series. Well, even going into this weekend, we knew that on one side of the bracket, we were going to have somebody who was not seeded playing for the national championship, because all of the national seeds on the opposite side of the bracket from where UL-Lafayette is are gone. Now, you've got a chance today for 3 national seeds in Virginia and TCU and UL-Lafayette all playing to advance to Omaha, but it's possible if they all get beat, we could have a World Series with no national seeds still around, and I think that would be a first.
It certainly would. Of course, the Saints continuing with OTA's minicamp, though, set to begin, and we'll get Brandon Cooks here, and it starts to become a little bit more interesting now, Lenny.
Getting closer, week of 3 days of minicamp and then 3 more days of OTAs the following week. Cooks, with his completion schedule in terms of classes, I think that's going to factor into this as well in terms of when he's going to be here. Certainly supposed to be here for the last week of OTAs, but again, we're still seeing guys running around in helmets and shorts. And while you're starting to build in some of the offense and some of the defenses and, get some team bonding into play, you'll learn a lot more. And we talk about it like a broken record. That when the pads go on is when you're going to learn a lot more.
NBA Finals now even at 1 apiece. The Heat did it again. They've won 13 straight after losing a previous playoff game under this regime with their 2 straight championships. LeBron James this time did not cramp up, and he was brilliant. He's the best player in the game. Why people want to criticize this guy is beyond me. He goes about his business the right way, and he's great, and he proved it again.
What was interesting, the criticism after Game 1, because he left with cramps. I don't think anybody can play when you can't. Leg cramps. It's not like you retape a sprained ankle and you're gutting it out. It's not like you can retape anything when you have leg cramps. And the guy couldn't go, and San Antonio took advantage of the opportunity without him on the floor and really finished strong. Look who finished strong on Sunday night with LeBron on the floor. The Heat made the big plays down the stretch. LeBron had a huge game. Chris Bosh huge down the stretch, and here it is, a 1-1 series. I can really see this going all the way to Game 7 again this year.
Well, I picked the Heat in 6. I'll stick with that. Keep in mind, San Antonio won Game 1 because they shot 58% from the field and because LeBron James wasn't on the floor when the game mattered. Flip it to Game 2, and it's the Heat shooting nearly 53% from the field. Defend, and you probably win in this series. The New Orleans Zephyrs, well, they got it going defensively, offensively, on the mound. Another win last night. They continue to surge. They're getting long balls on a continual basis. They're getting excellent pitching. They've got Haney, who's 3-0 now. You wonder how long he's going to be here. This is a heck of a run by the Z's.
It is, with 13 out of 17, and they've won 4 straight series for the first time in 7 years. That's pretty remarkable. You spent a lot of time around minor league baseball, and you don't see those extended runs of good play. You'll see it in spurts, but this is now, a 13-4 stretch for this team to get within a half a game of the top. Who knows? By the time they pick up the wake up tomorrow morning, they could be in first place. They head out on the road for 8 beginning Monday night in El Paso. First time the Zephyrs head to El Paso, and a new team there. The former team in Tucson has moved there this year. So we'll see how they play on the road. Come back home on the 17th to begin an 8-game homestand.
Look forward to it. More of the same for the Voodoo and more misery, not just a loss, but more injuries. Both quarterbacks injured. They both may be out this week, including Ryan Perilou and B.J. Hall. They'd already lost Kurt Rocco for the year, and this has just been one of those seasons that's been a disaster, one to forget. The problem is they still got 7 games to play, and who knows who their quarterback will be this week. They may sign 2 quarterbacks this week.
Can you play?
No, I can't play.
Oh, okay. I've seen your
APB on Danny Wimpron, and he's screaming at me right now. No.
Danny's gotten it done before, and they don't have to put him on a plane to get him here. So who knows? But Danny, whatever you choose to do, we understand. But yeah, injuries. I mean, granted that we've talked a lot about the mistakes and things like that. Injuries, especially at that position, that's key. And I mean, it's really a trickle down effect because they really got beat up and picked apart on the offensive line, and when that happens, and you're trying to protect the quarterback, and that be in a league where you're throwing the ball more than 80% of the time, so it's it becomes even a bigger challenge, and as a result, now the Voodoo in the situation they're in.
Continue to follow our prep previews as we post them on a daily basis at sportsnola.com leading up to the high school football season. It's not that far away, and of course, we'll be there for everything, every step of the way. You can count on us. Lenny, as always, thank you. Have a great week.
Hey, we'll see you later this week.
That's our First NBC Bank Weekend Review, brought to you by First NBC Bank with 32 locations throughout the greater New Orleans area and beyond. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNola.com. For Lenny, I'm Kenny. Have a great week, and God bless you.